15 of 15 at the line Thursday. 1 of 2 here. Foul was on Edwards rather than Brown. And it's 1-0. Jeff Malone to the matchup with Anderson. Karl Malone, sure enough, guarded by the Admiral out of the gate, and he stays outside. Now that's what he did to get himself on track to the... Utah's won 8 of their last 10, 16 of their last 20. Spurs have won 14 of their last 17. And still just a thin game separating the two. Rod Strickland nails the outside shot. 3-2 Spurs. And look out, Mike Brown rejects it. Robinson. You look for the lead here. 9:43 to go first quarter. This time Robinson on Malone. Fall away Jeff Malone with exquisite touch. Bothered by the presence of the Mailman. Again, Utah looks for the lead. Malone, count it, as Willie Anderson will be called for the reach-in. Is picked up by Edwards. And that's what the Mailman does about as well as any forward. 11 unanswered points. Triple team this time, and Robinson spots the open man. It's Elliott for the three-point play. This in every area. Elliott, tough shot, hanging with Edwards right in his face. To Pressey, to Elliott, backs were turned. Big defensive mistake. Delaney Rudd, veteran out of Wake Forest. To Karl Malone, and Robinson got the block. Malone screaming for a whistle. Give an extra assist to Sidney Green, who also took up some space underneath. Robinson against O'Sullivan. Back out, three-pointer, Anderson. They were doing, but knowing and stopping, two different things. Bailey turns, another block for Robinson. Stockton looking for Karl Malone, guarded by Robinson. And his decision. Strickland. Dump off underneath. Finally the first bucket by Robinson. And he gets it in style. Good cut underneath. Good block, Robinson.
And so the other Spurs have to pick up, and the guys that are left open have to take advantage.
Brown from the corner. Karl Malone the board. Right back underneath, and Brown makes sure this time.
Help job there and ended up drawing the foul.
So the Spurs go right underneath. Robinson. Windmills at home. It's back to a 12-point game, but the Jazz challenge Robinson, and again out of nowhere he got the block. Underneath, Green. Karl Malone outside. Now taking a different tack, challenging the Admiral inside. He's getting his numbers. And they've cut the 16-point lead exactly in half. They have an 11-3 run working, and Robinson on the low post left side. Spurs ball. Elliott to inbound. He picks a good night to come out of the slump. 38% over his previous 6 games. 8 for 12 in this one. Robinson against Stockton. That's an obvious solution in that type of a mismatch. He did need to tap in his head coach in Chicago. This is his 3rd year in Utah. Karl Malone planting himself in the low blocks, but missing everything this half. This period, Karl Malone 0 for 4. The Jazz 2 for 10, and they're down by 16. Biggest margin yet. They go underneath, and Brown can't even slam it home.
His attention, and then swung it back to him, giving Edwards. Everybody was looking at where he was going.
And nobody was looking where Robinson was going.
Well, they got a little mixed up, forcing over the pick. He runs this offense now when he's in there with this combination, and that's hard to get off your own shot.
And another missed layup by Karl Malone. This is incredible. He's 5 of 20. Sidney Green hammered at the other end. Continue to lead the Spurs. Rod with 17. Anderson and Robinson with 12 apiece. Lob, Karl Malone. Fall away. At long last, he hits a shot.
Okay, well, the point in our defense is a pin down for Jeff Malone. He can go either way off of these two picks.
Back door, and Rudd found Bailey all alone. This is a real comment on Bailey. As the alley-oop, Robinson from Anderson. That connection.
But that's typical Jerry Sloan basketball, is taking advantage of how you play.
O'Sullivan now guarding Robinson to no avail, and under 20 points per game. Most of the time off the bench. Robinson. Great job by Strickland drawing the attention of the defense. Strickland doing a pretty good job mirroring Stockton tonight, doing a lot of the things that John does so well. Bailey runner, block number 8. Full doubles at Hemisphere Arena.
Well, they just don't believe he can get up there, and he can.
Getting a breather. Elliott back in for Pressey. Baseline left-hander, yes, sir! Rocket rod! Poison pen, I don't think so. Spurs by 23. Brown and it out on the runner. And about 60 feet away from the bucket, he was still causing all kinds of difficulties. And there's block number 9. Make it 10. Another triple-double. And at the other end, it's in and out for Higgins. Elliott for the follow. Here's number 10 for the 3rd straight home triple-double.
Well, it's hard to figure out.
3 straight home triple-doubles. December 28th against Sacramento. Not half bad. 100-75. 7:43 in the ballgame. Karl Malone now 6 of 22 from the field. 1 for 8 this half. And in addition to the 10 blocks, Robinson has caused 10 other shots to go awry. Not many teams could survive that. Green comes up short. Rebounded by Brown. Stockton to push it ahead to Edwards, and he'll get a fancy reverse jam.
A very nice fancy reverse jam.
Robinson continues to find some new way to get better and look even more and more like an MVP every night. Now, if they just get the word out for him to pass, and if people started hitting, I'm telling you, he's got a quadruple double in him. Does that sum up the night for the mailman or what?
Having a tough night. He just has totally lost rhythm on what he normally does going to the hoop. He just, even when David wasn't even in the paint on that play.
Stockton no look. Brown easy jam. Now at the other end, they're
down. They managed to weather the crowd and everything that's happening and stay in games and give themselves a chance to win.
Slick pass. Pressey almost falling.